Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing great. So this video is more like an initial impression rather than a full review. So this is the fragrance that's been receiving a little bit of hate. I think it's getting like a lot of bashing, mainly from the fragrance community. I'm talking about none other than the Dior Homme Parfum 2025. So as you all know, the original Dior Homme Parfum is considered as a masterpiece in the fragrance community, and it was released way back in 2014, created by none other than Francois de Maquis. So the current formulation, the 2025 one, was launched after Francis Kurdijan, MFK. He joined Dior as a creative director. So there are two fragrances that came out, I think, in the men's fragrance. One was a Savage Eau Forte. That one also received a lot of bashing from the community, and then the Dior Homme Parfum came up. So I was thinking why this fragrance was getting this much amount of hate. And when I tested it, I only have a sample with me. It's not a bad fragrance at all, and I don't know why this fragrance is getting so much hate. So this is basically an iris based fragrance, just like the Dior Homme line. If you have been using the Dior Homme Parfum, the older formulation, or Dior Homme Intense, this is in the same category, but here the iris is done differently. If you have experience with the previous fragrances, you know that the Dior Homme line is known for the lipsticky iris kind of note, but here the note breakdown is very simple when comparing to the Dior Homme Parfum version, the earlier version. So the main notes are, in the top notes we have iris, and in the mid we have amber, and in the base notes there is vetiver and patchouli. So this is not like a heavy vetiver or patchouli dominant fragrance. What I find in this fragrance is it's very elegant, like it has the Dior quality. And if you have tested or if you have been wearing MFK fragrances like Ultra Male, you can definitely see the resemblance of this fragrance to Ultra Male. And when I was doing my research in Fragrantica, most people were comparing this. I think a lot of votes in the similar to section. I found Armani Code Parfum, and I find this fragrance is no way related to Armani Code Parfum. That's a different scent altogether. When I first sprayed this on, the first fragrance that came to my mind was the new release from YSL. Not new, like it's a little bit old. I mean the latest version of the Myself fragrance called Myself Le Parfum. So just in the opening, I got reminded of Myself Le Parfum. The smooth velvety texture, like the woody and vanilla notes. Although this doesn't have vanilla listed in the notes, I got like a similar vibe to Myself Le Parfum. So I still have the dry down in my hand, and as it dries down, this became more sweeter and it went to the Ultra Male. If you know, Ultra Male is one of the sweetest fruity fragrance which is dominant in pear. So these two fragrances, Myself Le Parfum and Ultra Male, so these are the two fragrances I got similarity with the Dior Homme New Formulation. So I think the hate is coming from people who consider the previous version as a masterpiece. But to be frank, like the original or the previous version, that 2014 version, was not even widely available in the US market, and many people haven't even sniffed that fragrance. It was mostly sold online. I don't know why the reason it was not sold in retail stores. Like if you go to Macy's, I never found a Dior Homme Parfum older formulation. All they were selling the sport version, and even the Dior Homme Intense is recently discontinued. So I found like this was hugely marketed in like all the retail stores, even the launch and everything. I don't know if it's because MFK joined Dior or whatever, whatever the reason be. So in my opinion, this doesn't deserve the hate that it's being getting from the fragrance community, because mostly people are comparing to the older formulations, and in my opinion the older formulation is not for everyone. It's like it can be too much heavy for some people, and it was more like bordering niche territory. It had the strong notes of leather and rose, and what I feel is they have made the new formulation more mass appealing, and maybe some people didn't want the original formulation, or they expected some like a flanker to the Dior Homme Parfum, the original version. So this one does its own job, and I am really impressed by this scent. I will give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's not like the masterpiece previous version 2014. You can't compare to that because this is a different scent. And in my opinion, like the original version, there was no need of any improvement. And I don't know like why people were what people were expecting when MFK came out with this new formulation. Maybe the expectations, because of the expectation they had in their mind, and with MFK being the perfumer, that's what went against the new release. But I'm sure with time this fragrance will also get its popularity, like what happened with the YSL myself. When it was launched, it got all the hate, and then it became one of the most sold perfumes. So one thing is clear, the perfume community and the people who buy perfumes from the store, they are like two different things. So just because a fragrance is popular in the fragrance community doesn't mean the fragrance sells well. The best example is YSL myself, and I have told this in my previous videos as well. Because the community and the YouTube, that's totally different thing, and that doesn't reflect the number of sales figures. And I believe this perfume is really doing well. Um, but the only drawback I feel is the high price point. So the 75 ml of the Dior Homme Parfum goes for like around 150, maybe 150, $155. So that's one of the drawbacks. As you all know, Dior perfumes are highly expensive, and we can't do anything about that. They won't be changing the prices because Dior and Chanel, they're the top tier fragrance brands. So according to me, this doesn't deserve the hatred. It's no way a bad fragrance. But you will be reminded of Francisca Dijon's earlier work, Ultra Male for sure. In the dry down, you'll get Ultra Male. The sweetness, the ambery sweetness coming is the signature MFK style. And although there are notes of vetiver and patchouli in the dry down, this is not like heavy. There is no heavy dominance of these notes. So it's more like a very elegant and sensual kind of a fragrance. And the iris note is known for like the sensuality. And what I feel, this fragrance is best for like formal occasions, like suit and tie events. This fragrance will work its charm. And I can't judge the performance, and I believe this is not a monstrous performer like the previous version, but it still will perform. If I'm not wrong, 7 to 8 hours you will get solid performance. Like the longevity and the projection is more than average, I would say. So my favorite is the Dior Homme Intense. Dior Homme Parfum is a bit too much for me, and I really like the Parfum version also. But the price point is the only factor that's preventing me from getting a full bottle. And I've been enjoying wearing the sample. It's really good. So I suggest you guys to try out rather than reading the reviews on Fragrantica or what the other reviewers in YouTube are telling. Just go sniff the fragrance, just spend some time. And I know like there are a lot of people who are really loving this fragrance because it's not uh, like too niche level and not too in your face like the original. And in my opinion, the original or the previous formulation, there aren't many occasions that you can wear that fragrance. It's a strictly winter fragrance because of the heavy notes of rose and leather, everything. But this fragrance, I feel, for spring you can wear, fall, winter, 3 seasons. Only during the high heat you can wear it maybe in the night time. But this is more versatile when compared to the previous version. So that's my thought. It's an solid release from Dior. It no way deserves the kind of bashing it's getting from the fragrance community. So a good one from Dior. And I haven't sniffed the Savage O Forte one. Um I think I had sniffed it like from I had tested it, but I was not a big fan because it was like a water-based fragrance. But I really like the new version of Dior Parfum that MFK has created. So this gets an 8 out of 10 from me. So that's it, guys. I'll be back with another video. Stay tuned and have a good night.